Hi, I'm Dempsey Palat, and this week I'm reviewing The Lighthouse was directed by Robert Eggers and stars Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe as two lighthouse keepers that descend into madness over the course of their watch. And I guess that's the best way to describe this movie. Yeah, now keep in mind when I say watch, I mean that's like their shift, and it's not a traditional 8-hour shift. These guys are on a giant rock in the middle of nowhere for about a month. Well, they're supposed to be anyway. This, I can say with the utmost confidence, is the strangest film of the year. Okay? But it's not strange in a bad way. Let me explain. This is a good psychological horror film. It's very well directed. It's very well written. I mean, the nautical jargon that both Pattinson and especially Dafoe use is so convincing and almost Shakespearean. It's extremely well acted. The more I think about this film after having seen it, the more that I'm convinced that no other two actors could pull these roles off. Pattinson and Dafoe disappear so beautifully into this film, but as a whole, it's just so bizarre. Okay, so maybe I didn't explain it as best as I should have. There is a lot of farting in this movie. Lots of bodily fluids flying everywhere, to be honest. From the moment that Willem Dafoe let out a wet one, I knew that this movie would be different, but I didn't know how different. Okay, when we first meet our two main characters, everything seems kind of normal. They seem like two regular, hard-working men out for some earnest wages. But then, you know, as they start to unravel and as the film starts to unravel, nothing is as it seems anymore. In fact, there's only one thing I'm 100% certain of in this film, and that's that there is a lighthouse. That I know for sure, more than anything else. But there are just so many bizarre sequences that challenge you to question everything else that you're shown and told in the film that it makes you feel like you're descending into madness along with these two characters. And the film's aspect ratio also plays a pretty big role in that too, believe it or not. The film has a 1.19 to 33 aspect ratio, which, in addition to the black and white, also gives this film a look and feel from a different time period. It helps establish the story's aesthetic. However, what you think is Eggers paying homage to old black and white horror films from the early 20th century is really just him messing with us and confining us to that same space as our two main characters. It's brilliant on his end, don't get me wrong. I mean, he's more than shown that he's a competent director, having given us The Witch previously, which, in my opinion, is one of the best films of the past decade. But here, he has a lot more fun with the technical side of things, you can tell. And ultimately, I found it to be much more rewarding. And I think it's easy to see why Eggers had so much time to work on the technical aspects of the film when you look at Pattinson and Dafoe. Okay, these guys are like effortless here. Like, I doubt that they needed any coaching because it doesn't even look like they're acting. I mean, you can probably tell that from the trailer, honestly, but the two of them are so seamless in this movie. It's almost like yin and yang, too, where Pattinson's performance is more physical and Dafoe's performance is much more verbal. And honestly, I would love for the two of them to get Oscar buzz from this film. I would. But I don't think they are. And that kind of goes hand in hand with one of my only problems with this film, and that is that this film is definitely not for everyone. I can absolutely see people disliking it for how out there it is and how challenging it might be to interpret, especially in terms of dialogue. Some people might also find it boring. Not to say that it drags, but it is a pretty steady film. No pun intended, but things happen in waves. And at the end of the day, it is a horror film, but it's a lot less like Scream and Halloween and a lot more like The Shining. Other than that, though, in the sea of 2019 films, The Lighthouse shines bright. It's a strange yet smart beacon that showcases the brilliance of Robert Eggers, Robert Pattinson, and Willem Dafoe all at once. And for that, I'm going to give this film 4.5 stars.
How long have we been on this rock? 5 weeks? 2 days? Help me to recollect.
Guys, thanks so much for watching. As always, if you like this video, hit that like button, and if you're not subscribed, I would ask that you please subscribe. I post new videos weekly, and I'm always working on new stuff. Now, if you happen to see this movie, I know it is in limited release right now, but it is expanding. Let me know what you thought about it in the comment section below, whether you loved it or you hated it. I'm particularly interested in hearing from those of you guys who may not have liked it. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought. That's pretty much all the time I have for today, but once again, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to view this video. It really does mean the world to me. And I love making these videos for you, so I should probably get back to work. Until next time, I'm Dempsey Pallot. Take care.